vibe. Come let we lime, come let we vibe. Lime vibe. Oh, lime vibe.
So I have some friends over.
Oh, happy birthday. So you're celebrating in the United States. Happy birthday, Teasea.
Sorry about that. So I have my friends from Antigua.
Oh, really? Okay.
Jamaica. It's a great link up, man.
Okay, that's good. That's good, man. Happy birthday, man. And do enjoy.
Yeah.
Do enjoy.
Thank you.
Good, man.
So yeah. So what was I saying to you again?
About you were talking about the exports and how you've been branching off into the other Caribbean islands. And
yes, because even during and I mean, as a small business scaling, I don't even like using that word small, but as a micro business, a micro manufacturing company scaling to be, because our vision's always been to be a globally renowned, one of the top global renowned brands from the Caribbean and from Jamaica in particular, providing high quality, unique, authentic pieces that speaks to a woman of color, and not literally just the skin color, but in terms of personality and her spirit. And with all of that being in mind, we've had many challenges. And I remember during the pandemic, my website was giving issues. And so it was down for a while. And I had customers who were so committed. They were shopping using social media. They were shopping using WhatsApp. I remember one client in particular in New York. She spent well over $1,000 on shopping on WhatsApp.
Really?
Yeah. And she was like, I need my stuff. And so even during the pandemic, when some businesses were suffering, because our store in Devon House, Kingston, was literally closed for over 3 months. The pandemic was real. And when I saw how loyal and committed our customers were, I was like, oh my God, it really gave Dwayne and I and our small team, because we have part-time workers and we had to cut our small team as well. But it gave us such a renowned and renewed, not renowned, a renewed energy to really be inspired to uplift ourselves. And so I launched a new website, and every day, Yuri, I was making at least one sale a day.
Wow, that's good. That's cool, man. That's cool. God is blessing you over and over and over again, man. But I also found out that you guys are actually branching off into health and wellness too, right?
Yeah, I've always as I get older gracefully, I'm learning that life. I'm learning more and more that life is really about a balance. And so I remember in it was a 2011 or 2012, I got really, really sick. I was hospitalized. Oh, wow. And I had to do surgery and everything. And during this time, I had a lot of time to reflect, and I realized how I was so driven by my ambition and my big dream of really making this brand, because I spoke about our vision, but one of our core mission is to make sure that we pour into the lives of not only the stakeholders, which is, the founders, my brother and myself and my family members and so on, but also the designers that we service, the community that we service, our environment. And so it gave me time to really put things into perspective. And I realized that I had my vision, I had my mission, but I really was out of touch, especially with my mission. And so when I get back on my feet, my brother and I, we spoke and we decided to create, and we launched a program which we call the Reve Wellness Festival. We had it for 5 years, biannual festival. I stopped it in 2018 because I became a mom and then the COVID and everything. But we're going to be bringing it back. But for those 5 years, we had the endorsement of the Jamaica Tourist Board. We had major corporate Jamaica on board, and we were able to raise approximately, I would say, for those collective years, about $10,000 in value, which we have poured into local organizations. Like we paid for women to do cancer testing. That year we did a Jamaica Society of Cancer, Jamaica Cancer Society. And then we paid for children through the Reach One Foundation. There's an entertainer called, an actress, singer, songwriter, and also an entrepreneur, Shireen Anderson. She has a foundation called Reach One Child. So we paid for children to go to school that year. And we've contributed to like the Mona School of Hope, which is the only school in Jamaica for children with disabilities. So through our little platform, we were able to have such a profound impact on these charitable organizations.
Yes.
And we were able to bring together entertainers and other small producers. So collectively we did this, just a one-day event. And the power of it is just amazing. And I'm really looking forward to relaunching that. But you know, that's the wellness part of it. And of course I don't eat chicken and stuff like dairy products. And that again,
are you Caribbean? You don't eat chicken?
That was hard. I used to eat chicken 3 times a day. I used to eat chicken 3 times. I used to, right?
Okay.
But again, because when I got so sick, a lot of Caribbean women, we have issues, Yuri, fibroids and cysts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So to share a part of my journey, I had to do an operation because I had a cyst, an ovarian cyst.
Wow.
Yeah, and it was an awful thing I went through. And of course, if anybody know Jamaica medical system, you know it's not really pretty, right?
So talk about that a bit. How do you feel about going through that? I mean, when you found you had this cyst, how did you feel when the doctor told you had this cyst? And how did it play into your mind?
I was in denial at first, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna heal myself naturally. Because I was always been drawn to natural healings and stuff. And funny thing is that when I was taking the prescription drugs and stuff for pain, it wasn't even as effective as drinking my bush tea and consulting with my bush friends. So I was tampering with that a little bit. But when finally I got so ill, and the cyst was not going, it wasn't shrinking because I was eating the chicken and the dairy and all that stuff. And of course also hereditary. That is a thing on my father's side of the family. The women, they're plagued with fibroids and cysts all over their bodies, not just in their wombs, like in their neck and their hand and their breast. And so it was no surprise when it happened to me, and I didn't have a kid yet or anything like that. Apparently the womb will grow other things when it doesn't grow children. I've been told.
Was this before you had your child or after you had your child? Wow, that was really scary. So did you think that you were gonna have children after that?
I was my God is a real God, you know. I never doubted that. I've always family, and I just prayed about it. I had made peace with the fact that, you know what, if it happens, it doesn't happen. But I do pay attention to that part of my life because I think family is so essential.
Yes.
And, I always wanted my own family. So even though I am a very ambitious, driven woman, I also wanted that balance. I love my parents. I admire them. They've been married for over 40 years. And I wanted a piece of that heaven. And, you know, I have a good little Jamaican man. God bless him. We've been together for like a decade now. And we have a little 4-year-old. And we're doing, you know, God is keeping us together. I'm very grateful for that. So yeah, you know, my thing, we talked about it and I said to him, babe, what if I don't give you a child and stuff? He's like, I don't care. I love you. And, you know, we can always look at adopting or whatever. So I had a support partner. Yeah. So that was more important. We wanted a child and then we did try and God did bless us with that. Okay. But that came with its own challenges as well. Yeah. Because after going through that trauma for surgery, healing from that, that is why I even stopped my wellness festival. The last one I did, I was so sick, literally the following day, I almost died and I almost lost my baby.
Oh, wow.
Bleeding so hard. I was hospitalized for like 3 months on my back. It was really a very traumatic experience. And it makes me even more grateful to be a mother, you know?
Yes. And more proud. And your son should be thankful for you every day that you stuck through with it for him, right?
Yeah, I'm grateful, and God is good, and I'm happy that God gave me that desire, or that, how did I say, made that a possibility. I'm very blessed. I feel really grateful.
Amen. I'm happy for you, man. I'm glad. So you have any ideas? Do you have any tips for women who are going through the same thing that you went through, how they could deal with this process of having ovarian situations, reproductive issues?
Yeah, well, so for me, I mean, I can only speak from my space, right? And when I was going through that, it really gave me the time, as I said, to reflect. Not only did it impact our business in a better way, because we kept the wellness event and so on, but personally, I found that I started desiring more natural, holistic things. And one of them was what I use on my body, what I put inside my body, just treating my body with more love and respect. And a friend of mine, I have very bad eczema. A friend of mine gave me African black soap and natural shea butter, and it healed my skin. Started with my face.
Oh yeah.
And then I just start using it. I did the big chop, you know, women understand. Chop all the cream here, firm, grew up my hair natural, and I start using it from head to toe. Good job, baby. And I just stopped eating meat. Yes, baby, I'm coming. I stopped eating meats and stuff like that. And it was just, I desired it in my heart and just naturally transitioned. So I stopped eating the chicken at first, and I eventually cut out red meat. But then I found that I had done it too dramatically. So I had to go to my doctor and make sure I was taking vitamins, because that can be very dangerous as well without getting the proper guidance, you know?
Yes.
That learned the hard way. So now I have seafood. I make sure to take multivitamins. So I would recommend that women check in with a nutritionist, check in with their doctor, find out about their blood type and so on. But if you can really start substituting and replacing some of these chemicals, even the skin is the largest organ of the body. So if we can start using more natural things on our skin and start being more baby, and starting eating more foods from the earth, less processed foods. You know, I'm still on that journey. I still, especially after having my son, my friends laugh at me because I won't even tell you what I crave sometimes, and I do indulge. But you know, life is about a balance. I still eat certain things, but I don't do cheese. That was the hardest one to kick.
Wow, cheese. You love cheese. I love my macaroni too, Taesea. I love my macaroni.
Oh, I stopped it. And you can feel and see the difference in your body, you know, without even trying.
Your skin is beautiful, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah, you would know you had eczema.
It's on my website, so it's there. I sell it.
Okay. Good, man. Beautiful skin, man.
Thank you.
So a step back to a second. So that's a good information for women out there who are going through the same thing that you went through, you know, because I can imagine it could be very, very scary, particularly for women who have not had kids as yet, because they think, oh no, will I have kids in the future? What's going to happen to me? How's it going to change my life? And you know, how am I? What's my worth as a woman? So I can imagine what you went through. So yeah, thank you for sharing that, Taesea. That was a good deviation. We didn't go to talk about that, but I'm glad you shared that with us today.
Of course, I'm glad to share it. And I mean, on that note too, Yuri, like, you know, the truth is, you know, we're not defined by having children or not. You know, I just really want to say that as well. And if you desire doing it, you really have to take the time and be intentional about doing it. But you know, most importantly, my advice as well is that you should make peace with God about that, because if you're not supposed to have it, then it's not a lack of you trying. But if you want to, you should try. I think the challenge most people have now is the challenge of relationships, like intimate relationships. We're living in such a demanding and busy world, and we're so many distractions. We can really forget that it really is about the relationships that we have and the impact we have, and just being able to find a partner that you feel like you can build a life and create a life with. And so it's really important that we really take the time and to be really intentional about that as well, because just like it takes time to build a solid brand or to build wealth or whatever else it is, it takes time to build a solid relationship. So I think that's probably one of the challenges a lot of really good women are having, you know, attracting and finding the right man that does that. But they're there and they come in different sizes, you know, so we should kind of a little bit. Sometimes we're too strict about certain things, you know.
Yes. Being too picky, right? You can't be too picky. So back to the health and wellness business. How's that going, man? What are products? What's the product line in the health and wellness business that you share and you sell?
Okay, so I have the natural skin and hair care line. The one of the products, which is the castor oil, is done by another company in Jamaica, which is a social enterprise company. So her whole business structure is training unattached youth, and what I mean by that is like, Jamaica has a high rate of crime and violence because there's a lot of young people who are they don't really have anything to live for. If there's anything, there's a lack of a better way to express that. Forgive me for saying it like that. Because they don't really have any good role models. And so what I really like about her company is that she brings together the young men who are really, they don't have the family, they didn't have the upbringing, they don't have the environment. She teaches them this real skill. She teaches them how to make castor oil from scratch, the traditional way. Also does it for young teenage mothers and so on. So she teaches them the skill of doing that. So we distribute the castor oil for her. It's what I use it here. It's a very excellent product. She also does moringa oils. I'm gonna be doing those soon.
Moringa oils?
Yeah, she does moringa. I don't want to say moringa.
Yes, moringa, but I didn't know you could make oil out of moringa. That's brand new to me. I know you can eat the seeds, but
yeah, it's really great. So she's been pushing me to sell it, but I've not really explored it yet, but I'm going to be doing that very soon.
Okay.
Because it's an excellent product. And I will tell you some of the great benefits about that. But the castor oil is one of them that I currently have, and especially my I'm going to be bringing a wonderful line of handmade soaps. It's already in the store, the physical store in Devon House, but we're going to be loading it online soon. And the black soap is in the physical store at Devon House, but we're going to be also uploading that to the website soon. And right now we have the Reggae Shea and the Carnival, which is one of my best sellers. If people go to our TripAdvisor and see the reviews, it's the same product I use all over my hair, my face, and my body.
Okay.
It's an amazing product. It's all natural. Raw African shea butter is my base, and I infuse it with other oils. And I'm really looking to scaling that product. It's been really amazing. I now have a roll of perfume oil that goes with it as well.
Really?
So that's my wellness product, yes. And part of the seeds, when people return the empty jars, they're recycled, they get a discount. So it's all like connected back to the environment and to the customer.
That's good.
So,
that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. So you're into health and wellness and the jewelry. So I mean well, it's two different things, I should say, but you know, you're very, very vast and very expansive mind, Taesea. I really appreciate that you have the time and the energy to put your efforts into all of these little things, you know, and keep it going. That's amazing. And being a woman as well with a family and going through what you went through and coming up through Jamaica, I'm really proud of you, man. You're doing a great job, man.
Oh, thank you.
You're a great job.
It's being a woman and a wife. That's another thing, you know. Yeah,
I know.
And with God's help, I've been doing it. So thank you for saying that. I appreciate you. And thank you for creating such a wonderful platform to really highlight what's going on in the Caribbean. And I wish you all the best with this journey. I think what you're doing is very much needed and is very much welcome.
Yeah,
so
thank you, Taesea. But before we go, I have two more questions before we go. This one I didn't have written down, but you said something about the big chop. What's so special about the big chop of women and hair? What's the big issue with that? That's my personal question. Why is it such a big deal to have the big chop?
Because you know, there's a quote that says a woman who cuts her hair is about to change her life. It is a very big deal. The hair is such a spiritual connection. I have such a big head of hair when I was a little girl. I think it really helped to tame it, but it was like a ritual. My mom every Sunday would put castor oil in my hair, braid my hair and all of that stuff. But very early on, she decided to put a chemical, a relaxer on my hair to help me to style it. As I got older, you know, as a preteen, I wanted to comb my hair myself and stuff like that. And for her to manage it better as well. And when I did my big chop, I went bald, right? And I didn't even remember what the texture of my hair looked like.
Wow.
So when it was like a spiritual reconnection with God.
Wow.
And I know probably I'm being dramatic, but let me tell you, freedom that comes. I used to have when I was at university and all this, I would have extensions in my hair, long. I've always loved the blonde, right? So I'd have these blonde, long extensions, like a Beyonce wannabe. And you know, it took such work. You can't get your wet when it's raining. You can't go in the ocean. You know, I love the beach and the river, no joke. And I have to be taking such care. It's so liberating with my natural hair. I can wet my hair under the shower, in the water. It's a new liberation, man. I don't think you understand. And it is like a spiritual renewing. It resonates through every cell in your body and you feel it. And you can feel you talk about the crown chakra, you can feel a connection to God. It's like you're so true to yourself.
That's amazing.
That's how it feels for me. And I would never go back to putting a straightener on my hair. I love that comes out of my head.
That's amazing. That's amazing. So that's what the big chop is all about. I was wondering why women always took this position that this is such a big. I thought they just didn't have the confidence to go bald because they felt unattractive without the hair. Now you're saying that something totally different. You feel this connection.
That's the thing that blew my mind. But the truth is, you know, as Caribbean women, the one thing about Caribbean people, we have the same legacy. We share the same history. And so, you know, growing up as a little Black girl in Jamaica, you're told that your hair is your beauty. My mother used to tell me that your hair is your beauty. So it was literally a ritual every Sunday to get me ready for school for the week. Braiding your hair, putting on these oils on your hair. You're told that your hair, you know, so we're so engulfed and wrapped up with the hair and the looks and the fashion and so on. So taking the big chop is very symbolic, and it's a big deal. It is a big deal. It's like when a Rasta cuts his dreads, it's like a renewing.
Yeah. You going to see the Barbie movie, by the way? Because you sound like the type who would see the Barbie movie.
Which one?
Are you going to see the Barbie movie? Because you look like the type who would see the Barbie movie.
Bob Marley, that was the first place that sold. The Bob Marley Foundation was the first place to sell my shea butter.
Oh wow!
Outside of my store. You know, so absolutely, I love the Marley family. I'm going
not the Marley. I mean the Barbie movie.
Oh, the Barbie.
Yeah.
No.
No, you don't watch that? Oh, because it's like a big buzz.
I'm not that girly. I told you, I ride donkeys and swim in the river.
Yes, that's right. That's right. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Teasea. So last question. Where do you see Rev in the next 5 to 10 years? What is your idea for where Rev should be in the next 5 to 10 years?
Well, we're making ground. One of the things I will let you in on is that we're now an official international brand. So I'm in the US now. We're now established here as of 2022. But already we have our trademarks not only in Jamaica, we also have it in all the Caribbean islands, and we have it across 22 different European countries. Wow. So we've been on a mission building out the Rev brand. We are serious about our vision and about our mission of being a global renowned brand from the Caribbean. And so I'm very confident when I say that I see the Rev brand being a really big international brand, finding the shea butters in places like Whole Foods and maybe Trader Joe's, who knows? But and also most importantly, getting the jewelry and the sandals line in major retail stores. Yeah. So I'm very hopeful about that. We're working hard to get those goals and objectives accomplished. So with God as our guide, we do hope to fulfill that mission and just be able to bless so many other lives. We were awarded recently with the UNESCO grant. So now we're going to be upcycling and building up the first jewelry internship factory in Kingston, in Jamaica. We got a wonderful grant from the UNESCO growth something else. I can't remember the name of it now. What we're going to be scaling out in the next year. And we're going to be focused on hiring and training young people in jewelry making. So we're really looking at developing, we will be developing the industry more in Jamaica. And as we build, we're hoping to be able to take interns from Barbados and Trinidad. I think there are great talents that are located in these islands. And so we're looking to I'm just letting you in a part of the vision. So that's what's going on with us now. We're building out our first factory space. And we're just really excited about what we're going to be embarking on. Amen. So thank you for having me share that.
Thank you so much, Taesea, for being my guest today. Teasea, any final thoughts that you have? Anything else you want to share with us?
Just continue being grateful. Continue knowing that no matter what size you are in terms of what you're doing, you have the power to not only turn around your own life, but the lives of so many other people. But most importantly, you should always make sure that you're pouring from a full cup. So make sure you look after yourself first before taking on these big ambitions. And I wish everyone the best in what they're doing. Keep just shooting with integrity for the highest of the high.
There you go.
And for allowing me to share that too, Yuri.
Thank you so much, Taesea. Taesea Bennett, our guest today, the co-founder of Reve Jewelry in Jamaica. Thank you so much, Taesea. Have a good day.
You too. Bye.
Bye.